Well, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Fathers Who Care. This is our first week back for this quarter, and we are delighted to be back. It has been one of those seasons, so many things has been going on. We've been out here laboring, as we always do, to try to empower those who are lacking whatever type of resources or intervention and support that they may need. But most of all, we have been working feverishly to stay the course. Of course, you are watching Fathers Who Care. They do have West Garfield Park Youth Council on the screen, and that's just a little typo. Yeah. But we are Fathers Who Care, and we are definitely committed to empowering those who are less fortunate, doing our due diligence to continue to look out for those who are laboring, those who are seeking, those who need additional support. So again, you're watching Fathers Who Care, and I will be your host this evening. Of course, my name is Reverend Walter Jones. I'm the Executive Director of Fathers Who Care. And of course, I have with us our guest, and I'll introduce our guest to you shortly, but she should not be any stranger to you. She is a seasoned community worker. She has put in more hours in the community working with people, working for people than anybody that I know. I know a lot of people out here in this community, and I would like to say that she is truly committed to the empowerment of young people. And this show, we want to start off this week. We want to specifically talk about how can we continuously engage and empower our young people, meaning how can we equip our young people to take on that torch, to carry that burden, to carry that yoke, to take it to the next level. So that's what we want to talk about today. But in doing such, we want to encourage those of you who are watching us today that if you have some young people that who needs some activities between the ages of 13 to 24, give us a call at Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821, 773-287-5821, or log on to fatherswhocare.org, or Twitter or Facebook, even though folks been messing with my Facebook, West Garfield Park, Walter Amir Jones. And so just log into some of our social channels, and we would definitely do our due diligence to make sure that we can assist you. We believe at Fathers Who Care that any man that's physically capable can make a baby, but it takes a real man to be a father. And we want to promote responsible fatherhood involvement. That's our mental. That's what we stand on. That's what we believe in. We're committed to community organizing, community empowerment. We're committed to youth leadership, youth development. We're committed to youth and elders partnerships. We do a great deal of outreach, peer-to-peer leadership, peace rallies, pop-up events, violence prevention activities.
Some of everything.
Yes. Internship programming, peace circles, town hall meetings, you name it, we've done it. Intergenerational mentoring, we have run the whole gamut of doing what we can to strengthen our people, to strengthen those of color, to strengthen those in our community. And we are committed to dispelling any negative myth associated with fathers in the lives of their children, particularly men who may not be the biological father, but have stepped up to the plate to step in to be that role model for others. And I know sometimes it's extremely hard to be a parent. I mean, it's extremely hard to be a mother, it's extremely hard to be a father, but I believe if we pool our resources intellectually, that there's nothing that we can't do. I believe we can do all things through the Almighty that strengthens us, but most importantly, I believe if we trust each other, love each other, forgive each other, and work together, there's nothing too hard. Do you agree with that? So I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce, of course, our guest for this evening. She should not be a stranger to you all. Because for many, many, many years she has been facilitating shows, and I wanted to bring her back on as we transition from the West Garfield Park Youth Council forum to the Fathers Who Care forum. And so you'll be seeing us for the next 12 weeks, or this would be one, so it would be 12 more weeks. And we're going to be talking and have various different guests on that's going to be talking about what can we do to continuously create a safe, healthy, and a drug-free community. I believe we can do it. I know we can do it. We have been doing it, and we're not going to stop doing it. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce our guest. Her name is Vernisha Jones. She's one of our special events coordinators, our youth mentor, and she's the president of course, the West Garfield Park Youth Council. She's just totally committed to engaging and motivating our future leaders. She has a passion for the work. She stands on what she believes in. She has a heart of gold. She has a spiritual background, and she's loving on people, loving on people, loving on people. You do have it. You got the touch.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us, if we wanted to just throw a question at you, and that question is, why are you so passionate about the work that you're doing, and why are you so actively involved in empowering young people? Why are you so engaging with these people, or these young folks, I should say?
Well, I feel like I'm very much involved because this is all I know. I grew up, and like he said, I've been doing a TV show for years and years and years to come. So this is how I was raised, and so I was fortunate enough to have opportunities to be able to go around certain people, to be able to get into studios and do TV shows and stuff like that. And so the reason why I'm passionate for what I do is because of the simple fact I was fortunate enough to do it. And I see a lot of kids that I done went to school with and all type of stuff that don't even know what downtown looks like. So it's like, for me to be able to travel the world and do this and do that and be able to go here and go there, I felt like I had a privilege. So it's like, why not give other kids that don't have, you know, have that type of privilege, give them the opportunity to be able to do the same things that I was able to do.
Well, and that's the key word, opportunity. So we have prided ourselves at Fathers Who Care with the West Garfield Park Youth Council, the West Garfield Park and West Side Community Stakeholders, the West Side Men, the other groups that we've been affiliated with, other groups that we co-chair and co-facilitate activities with. We have been rather privileged to have a passion for doing what we have to do to empower those who are less fortunate.
Yeah.
We understand that we're living in some changing times. We understand that time waits on no one. We understand that everyone has a season, and I'm thankful for having this season to pour into young people so that young people can take it to the next level. Yeah. I do understand there's growing pains, all of us going through some things. If it wasn't for a test, you wouldn't have a testimony.
Yeah.
However, I do understand that sometimes these challenges and these tests that you are constantly experiencing may be somewhat tedious, but what don't break you will make you. However, you also may need, every now and then, you may need someone to talk to. You may need someone to confide in. You may need someone to mentor you. All of us deserve to have a mentor. And so I want to talk to you, when you think of mentorship, when you think of someone pouring into your life, when you think of someone taking the time out to say, I'm committed to helping you. I'm committing to helping make sure that you can take it to the next level. How do that make you feel?
Want it. To know that somebody just taking the effort to want to deal with you, regardless to if you the easiest person to deal with or the hardest person to deal with. But for somebody to have that patience and that guidance and want to deal with you, I feel like it makes you feel wanted. It makes you feel like it's somebody, they believe in something that you don't believe in. So prime example, like with you, it could have been plenty of times where you could have told me like, well, I feel like you ain't got it, you ain't ready for it, and you could have just gave up. But at the end of the day, you kept pushing into me. Even with the TV show, it was times when I was like, Dad, I don't want to do it. And then it was like, you kept pushing into me. I know you got it. I know you got it. And it's like every time I come on the show, I exceed your expectations. So it's like, I feel like it's just feeling wanted and knowing that somebody, and I feel like it makes you want to do better when you see that somebody really depend on you or feel like you could do more than what you're doing.
Well, and that's important. I mean, because positive reinforcement kind of creates positive activities.
Yeah.
So if someone is constantly pouring to you something positive, you can't help
but to do something positive.
But to do something positive. I mean, it's going to pour into you, and it's going to, it's like watering a plant.
Flower.
Yeah. The more you nurture that plant, the more you water that plant, it blossoms. Absolutely. So that's what the minds of young people are like. The minds of young people is about blossoming. However, we can pour into them negativity, or we can pour into them something positive.
Yeah.
So I encourage those who are watching, if you're involved with young people and you want to get these young people actively involved in something else, which we're talking about tonight, I encourage you to contact Fathers Who Care and the West Garfield Park Youth Council, because we do have some growing pains right now. It seems like as you grow, called different levels, different devils.
Yep.
All right. So as you grow, you got to understand everybody don't want to see you grow. A lot of people do want to see you grow, but sometimes there's people who are envious as opposed to saying, I need help.
Yeah.
Help me. They would rather talk behind your back. They would rather put you down. And that's what I think is going on with so many young people today. Why there's so much violence. There's so much violence because young people don't feel like they have options.
Yeah.
They don't feel like anyone cares about them. They don't feel like folks are listening to them. But so what they're doing is they're talking, but you just don't understand their language. They're reacting to us, who knows, mental health issues, substance abuse issues, but they're communicating. They're just communicating in ways that they don't understand. They're going with peer pressure. They're going with being under influence. So I want to talk to you all this evening about what can we do as elders in the community to engage and empower our young people to be more actively involved in community organizing, more actively involved in civil engagement, more actively involved in bridging the intergenerational gap. We've spent many, many, many years on bridging the intergenerational gap with young people and law enforcement.
Yeah.
We've had them all. We've had the superintendent, the deputy superintendent, the chiefs, the deputy chiefs, all of them. We've had all of those individuals come to this show or be in so many activities that we was in, so because we wanted folks to know that these individuals are working for you, they are accessible, they're open to communicating, they're open to empowering. We have to give them a chance.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come and ask you this question. I'm going to ask you this very simple question. Do young people want to change? Do they want something better in their lives? And if so, how can we engage more young people to be more actively involved in the community, in their future endeavors, but most involved in creating peace in our neighborhood?
So with the first question, I definitely feel like young people want to be more positive. They want to have more positive things to do. I feel like you were just saying, as far as it being the environment people are around, they're not around positive people, so you can't do nothing that you ain't never seen. Just like I made the statement as far as saying,
I like that.
Like I said, when I was in school, I had people telling me like, "Oh my God, y'all go out of town every year. I never been out of Chicago." And so it's like to see kids, go through that type of stuff, and then we have kids like me that you probably be like, we feel like it's not enough. But then you have kids that don't even be able to do that type of stuff. I feel like, yes, kids definitely want to have the opportunities and want to do better in life and stuff like that. I feel like to get children to do it, I feel like we just need more outlets. We need more places like Fathers Who Care, West Garfield Park, because it's like you have different programs, but you have like just programs like when I was in school. Them programs was while I was in school, and as soon as I got out of grammar school, they was over with. Okay. So I feel like you need more programs for kids to be involved in, and we got to get the programs out there. People got to know about it. Can't nobody do nothing that they don't know about.
You said something that I use a lot. And the statement is, young people can't be
what they can't see.
What they can't see. Now, if we want our young people to strive to be the best that they can be, I'm going to encourage you to get in touch with Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821. We're currently involved this summer in a yacht club with the Chicago Yacht Club. So our young people are learning boating. We have them also involved with CPR. Young people have graduated from that program. We also have young people who are involved in internships programs. We're bringing those programs back to young people. We have peer leadership groups. We have weekly youth council meetings. We have weekly empowerment groups, peace circles. So we are saying to you, if you really want to be a change agent and you want to create our environment or our community, if you want our community to be a safe community, I encourage fathers, men who are listening to step up to the plate. Yeah, I understand you say you want to make your money, you got to make your money, you about this, you about that. I understand. However, if your community is not prospering, how can you? I mean, if we're not pooling our resources, if we're not taking our young people and taking them up to the next level, how can we create an environment that's healthy for our young people, for
Because
our
you can
children?
only run for so long.
Okay, so let's go to this. How can we, as stakeholders or elders, if you will, how can we bridge that gap, build that trust between young people and elders? How can we build a trust?
I feel like by talking more. I feel like more conversations, but not conversations to whereas you talking at us. Have a conversation to whereas you have a peer leadership group and we talking to each other. You listening to what we got to say. We listening to what you got to say. We telling you how we feel about certain situations. Y'all telling us what you guys feel and bringing it together. I feel like that's the only way it will work, because I feel like nowadays it's more of where young people feel like they not being heard. So they don't even take the efforts to want to talk to somebody because they feel like ain't nobody listening to what they got to say anyway.
Right.
So I feel like it needs to get to a point where people, you know, that they have to feel comfortable. So if they feel like every time they talk to somebody, it's like, are you just telling me what I'm doing wrong? You just telling me what I'm doing wrong. You're not trying to help me. They're not going to want to come back to hear what you got to say next. So I feel like it's about the conversation and about being able to listen and not always give judgment or response. Sometimes you just need to listen.
Okay. You know, that's why I think it's extremely important that we have and that we continuously facilitate peace circles.
Yeah.
Peace circles is an opportunity, is a, if you will, a venue or a social act where we can all come together and we can let down our guards. And we can have some serious dialogue about what you feel, why you feel it, and then you get a chance to interact. No judgment zone.
No judgment.
Each one get a chance to express themselves and why they feel what they feel, and then they pour into each other. They open up and put them things on the table. It's like now we have a buffet.
And when you talk, you never know if the next person got the same thing you got going on.
Absolutely.
And so that'd be the good thing with peace circles. You never know who in a circle around you.
And what they're
What
thinking.
they've been through.
Right,
Exactly.
or what they've been through, absolutely. So let me, this is a question that's been kind of, I guess, for others, it has been rather tedious to understand. And it's been tedious to understand, why do young people react with such violence? Why are young people picking up the guns as opposed to picking up the books? Why are young people not engaging in church? Why are young people not engaged in sitting under the elders and learning how to live a more productive life? Why, in your opinion?
Like you said, peer
Pressure?
Peer pressure, yes. Peer pressure. I feel like a lot of stuff is from social media, music videos, stuff like that. So I feel like, just prime example with guns and stuff. A person feel like they're a wimp if they allow somebody to do something to them, and they don't go overboard and do something back to that person.
So they feel if someone, let me just use an example. If someone step on your shoes,
you better step on their shoe back and step on their shoe and hit them. You got to go above what they did to you.
so they don't know how to manage their emotions. So you're saying that they just react without thinking. Is that what you're saying to me? So what are some attributes, or what are some activities that we can empower these young folks with, or that we can create that will bring those young people together, that will make them feel good about themselves and make them feel wanted, needed, and appreciated? What do you think we could do?
So like we just had a graduation for the kids that just finished the internship program last week, and I actually asked them, like, what is something that you guys would want to, like, what is something different you guys feel like we should have did? What is something else you guys would have wanted us to do, or whatever the case may be? And I had a lot of kids asking, like, take us downtown more, take us out of our climate, like the area that we're from, take us out of them areas more, and just they wanted to do more, be involved in more stuff rather than just seeing the norm to them. Like, so I feel like
they want to be exposed.
They want to be exposed, and so that's what quite a few of them said when I asked them that question. They were saying how they wanted to, and then another child was like, "Well, this is a job, so you shouldn't expect." But I get what the child said. I get where he was coming from. If he can't get out of his area from his household, he feel like I want to go somewhere and be in a program where they able to take us. Like when I was in a program, well, I'm still in the program, but when I was younger, we went to Springfield. We went, we was doing stuff like that, college tours and stuff like that. So I feel like kids want to be exposed to more and do more stuff like that.
Well, and that's the purpose for why we do what we do. We at Fathers Who Care believe that we have to be the change agents for our young people. Yeah. We believe that if our young people, if we want them to make it and not become victims, then we have to empower them with different tools. Yeah. I'm an advocate of young people reading. I'm an advocate of young people empowering each other. I'm an advocate of young people working together for social change. I want to talk to you specifically about mental health. Do you think that some of our young people are experiencing some adverse changes to what's going on in the community? Do you think that they are dealing with a great deal of anxiety? Do you think they're being stressed, or do they are they experiencing poor mental health, basically?
Yeah, of course.
So would that be a reason why young people are also actively involved in violence?
Yeah. Like I said, as far as if a child don't know nothing else, and they come from a family where everybody, all they do is fight. Anytime something going on, all you gotta do is call Bebe, Juju, all of them, and it's and ain't nobody never coming to you like, this ain't the route you need to go. They put their hand, just leave it alone. Call the police. If you're not coming from a vibe where everybody, if you're not coming from a family where you don't have nobody in that family that's actually uplifting you and telling you the positive thing to do, then yes.
Okay, so I like that. I like where you was going with that, and I do believe that young people are reacting to a myriad of things. I just think there's so much going on in the community, specifically on the west side of Chicago, East Garfield, West Garfield, Alston, North Lawndale, and the like. And I know we're not the only communities that are going through some things, but that's the one I'm talking about tonight. Yeah. I'm talking about the ones on the west side that really need the intervention. They really need the support. Of course, they need to learn how to love themselves.
Yeah. That plays a big part.
Yeah. If you don't love yourself, then you can't love others. Yeah. So many folks are walking around and they are caught up with so many drugs now. So much stuff is in the community. How can we reduce senseless violence, underage drinking, and substance abuse within our young people? How can we do it?
Like I said, giving them more to do. If they doing something positive, they ain't got time to be into drugs. They ain't got time to be drinking. They ain't got time to be into violence. And I feel like it got to get to the point where it's not reachable. It's not, like, I understand it probably would never go away, but it got to get to the point where it's not reachable for these young people.
Right. It's not an option.
Yeah, it's not an option for these young people.
So you're saying that we should change some of the negative surroundings with positive surroundings, as opposed to them reaching for some alcohol. We need to have them reaching for a book.
Yeah.
As opposed to them reaching for some of the illegal drugs on the community, which they are running rampant in the neighborhood. We should provide them with some job skills.
Make what they doing, make the positive stuff just as fun as they think the negative stuff is.
I like that. And that's where we want to go. We want to create positive activities, positive outlets for our young people. Well, this time on the wall is saying that it's almost time to go. But as we venture out into this last minute or so, we want to encourage those of you who are watching us, if you got time to help us and come on out and volunteer, if you want to be part of the yacht club, if you want to be part of some of the youth leadership, peer-to-peer leadership activities, you want to be involved with creating and empowering our young people through internship programs, youth leadership and development programs. If you're interested in just pouring back into someone, we need you. We need volunteers like yourselves. Opportunities are available. We do have some job openings.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in being a youth leader, a youth coordinator, program coordinator, project coordinator, a manager, if you're looking for some activities, if you're looking for a rewarding experience in the lives of young people, we encourage you to give us a call at Fathers Who Care. And the number is
773-287-5821.
And I want to encourage those of you who may be watching us through social media, please share, please like and share the show. And also we want to encourage more men to come on out and be involved with some of the activities that we're doing to empower our young people. Bring your children with you because we definitely need you. So as the time is saying, it's almost that time to go, so we want to encourage those of you to continue to keep looking up, keep on strutting, keep on pushing, keep on pressing, keep on being a blessing to someone else, because what you put out
is what you get in.
What you get back. So thank you so very much for tuning in to This Week with Fathers Who Care. It has been a stone gas. That came off the Soul Train, by the way. But good night, God bless, and we'll talk to you next week. See ya.